Okay. Well, and as I said before, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me today for our chair yoga practice. And again, just really listen to your own body, take good care of yourself. And as we move through the practice, just do what you need to do in a way that's really mindful of how you're feeling today. We're going to start just seated in our chair, and I have a block. And I'm going to take that block and I'm going to place it underneath my feet because my legs are kind of short. And what I really want from this position is to make sure I have about a 90-degree bend at my knee. So if I sit closer to the edge of my seat, my knee is dropped down a little bit. So then I have some engagement in my legs, and I'm trying to reduce as much of that engagement in this initial position while we're doing a little bit of breath work and perhaps meditation. I'm trying to reduce that as much as possible. So if your legs are short like mine, you might want to block under your feet. And I'm going to encourage you to wiggle all the way back so that your hips go close to the back edge of your seat. Then think about arranging your body so that your rib cage is over top of your hips and your shoulders are over top of your rib cage. So we're not leaning back into the chair and resting there. We're actually using our core muscles to help us be seated in this nice, tall, upright position. And then I'm going to ask you just to go ahead and close your eyes. We'll take a few minutes just to kind of set the intention for our practice, to bring our awareness a little bit more inward. And in this space, maybe just encouraging yourself to let go of just everything that you were doing before you came to your yoga practice and everything you might have to do when you leave your yoga practice. See if you can just really be present to the experience of this moment. With our eyes softly closed, we're going to just explore our body kind of on the inside or on the inside out. So just in your mind's eye, moving through your body on a journey of sensation. So looking to see where there might be tension, where you might feel physical tightness. Maybe there's something else going on in your body. Perhaps you're a little bit excited or nervous and you have little butterflies in your stomach. So just come to an awareness of whatever your experience is right now. And then taking note also of where do you feel really good in your body today? Maybe today your shoulders don't actually feel really tight. You're not really holding tension. Maybe today was an excellent day and your body feels just wonderful. So take note of that as well. We can often get stuck on what doesn't feel good. So what also feels good in your own body? And then let's just shift our attention to our breathing, knowing that one simple way to change the state of our being is actually to change the way we breathe. So noticing first how the breath is coming into the body. We observe the inhale, and we observe the exhale. At first, we don't change it. We simply watch. Watch the breath coming in and the breath leaving the body. And if you like, in a mindful way, you can start to bring the breath a little deeper into the body. So as you inhale, think about inhaling to a count of 3 or 4. So inhaling 1, 2, 3, pausing. Now on your exhale, make it a little bit longer, a 4 or a 5 on the exhale. So exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, and then inhaling again. And do that a few times. So inhaling, internally counting to 3 or 4, pausing for a breath, and then exhaling and internally counting 4 or 5. A little bit more on the exhale. And then just let your breath return to its natural pace. Today, we're going to be intentional about the idea of self-care. So self-care is not self-indulgent. In fact, taking care of ourselves, our minds, our bodies, and our spirits allows us to conserve our resources so that we have something to give to others around us. We cannot give what we do not have. And when we practice yoga, we set aside time to care for our whole selves, our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. The experience of yoga leaves us with an increase in energy, a decrease in our stress level and anxiety, but it also gives us a sense of connectedness to ourselves. And that connectedness allows us to be connected to those around us. So I want you to take a moment and just visualize this scene. So in your mind's eye, visualize an olive grove. And in that olive grove now, a single olive tree. And around the trunk of the tree winds an ivy. And in the shade, the ivy creeps its way all the way up the trunk of the olive tree. The ivy clings tightly to the tree, spinning its way around the trunk. The tree doesn't hinder the growth of the ivy, it simply stands tall. It offers shade while it stays rooted in its own growth. Like the olive tree, when we offer support to someone, it's important for us to stay rooted into our own growth, to take time to replenish ourselves, to care for ourselves. And that allows us to continue to be that supportive person we are called to be. So I congratulate you this morning for showing up for this simple practice of yoga, time to refresh, replenish, and restore. Take one more nice deep breath, inhaling, filling the body with breath, and on your exhale, slowly release the breath. Okay, you can go ahead and open your eyes. And I'm going to move my blocks off to the side. And I'm going to encourage you to wiggle your hips all the way to the edge of the seat. So kind of hip walk to the edge of the seat and find your sit bones close to the edge of the seat and your feet planted firmly on your mat or on the floor. We'll begin to move the spine, really important to move our spine through its full range of motion. So we're going to start just with a simple cat and cow. So beginning first with the ribs remaining on top of the hips, the shoulders on top of the rib cage. Let's lift those shoulders up and roll them back and down. Beautiful. Let the shoulder blades sink down into your back pockets. When you're ready, take a nice deep inhale, and on your exhale, tuck and round your spine, bringing your chin to your chest, sliding your hands towards your knees. On the inhale, slide the hands towards the hips, lift the gaze, lift the heart, gently squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then exhale, tuck and round chin to chest. Good, let's keep that moving with our breath. Inhale, lifting up and opening. Exhale, tucking and rounding. Good, inhale, lifting up and opening. And exhale, tucking and rounding. Good, let's do two more. Inhale, lifting up and opening. And exhale, tucking and rounding. Last time, inhale, lifting up and opening. And exhale, tucking and rounding. And let's just pause here for a moment. So the hands are sliding down towards the knees or towards the shins. The chin is tucked towards the chest. Let's spread those shoulder blades apart. So broaden the upper back. And now bring your chin over to one shoulder and then gently take your chin over to the other shoulder. So maybe your eyes are softly closed as we just settle into this gentle movement of the neck. Focus on relaxing those shoulders away from the ears as we round up that spine and gently move the chin. One shoulder to the other shoulder. Good, maybe just one more time. Slowly bring that chin to center, and then once again, sit up nice and tall. Lift those shoulders up, roll those shoulders back and down. Good. Let's take those arms out wide, palms of the hands facing forward. And together we're going to inhale, lifting up. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our hands down to our heart center. We're connecting our breath with our movement. Take those arms out wide. Inhale together all the way up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Good, let's do one more. Take those arms out wide. Inhale, lift all the way up. This time, maybe look up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Excellent. Take those arms out wide. Inhale together all the way up. Gaze looks up. Now take your right hand and find the frame of your chair. So you just gently hold on to the frame of the chair. We're going to reach up and we're going to just hinge over to the side. And I want you to imagine that you're like that olive tree, but you're the branches of the olive tree flowing with the breeze. So we'll inhale, center, exhale to the right. Inhale, center, and exhale to the right. Good. Gently moving, much like trees being impacted by a nice, gentle breeze. Taking our time, exploring that side body. Good. And one more time. Very nice. Now, just pause right here. See if you can press down a little bit more with your left sit bone, and then extend a little bit more with the left fingertips, like you're trying to reach for that corner between the wall and the ceiling. Good. You're going to take that left hand and bring it down to your thigh, and it's going to land partway between your knee and your hip. Now, sit up nice and tall again and take that right hand and reach it up and reach it over. So now we're hinging in the opposite direction. Good. Inhale and exhale all the way down. Nice. Inhale up and exhale over. And inhale up and exhale down. Good. And inhale up and exhale over. And inhale up and exhale down. And we'll do one more. Inhale up and exhale over. Once again, I want you to hold here. So really now press down into that right sit bone. Extend through the right fingers. Soften the shoulders. And just notice the space you're creating in between your ribs here. Good job. Now come all the way up. Inhale and exhale. Release that down. Resting your hand on the frame of the chair, slide your left hand closer to your knee. Sit up nice and tall. Take a big breath in, inhale. And now exhale and rotate. Think belly, ribs, chest, neck, and shoulders. Or shoulders, neck, and head. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. And just hold here in this gentle twist. And just feel the body in that rotation, kind of gently wringing out your spine. Good. We're going to keep the body here, and we're going to shift our gaze looking over to the left. Little bit of movement for the neck. Good. Breathe nice and gentle. And then slowly bring that gaze back to the right. Once again, sit up nice and tall. Grow tall through the crown of your head. Exhale back to center. Very nice. Again, lifting those shoulders up, rolling those shoulders back and down. Taking those arms out wide. Together, we're going to inhale up. And as we exhale, bringing that left hand down now, reaching up and hinging over to the side. And again, like that, the branch of a tree, just moving with the breeze. And you can move at your own pace. Just think about that. Inhaling as you lift, exhaling as you hinge. Just notice the sensation along the right side of your body. Good. And maybe just one more time. Inhale, and then exhale over to the left. Now, pressing that right sit bone into your chair, lengthening through the fingers, breathing into the side body. And now we're going to bring that hand again between the knee and the hip, taking that left arm, reaching it up and reaching it over. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do just one more. Inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale. Once again, we'll pause as we root down through that left sit bone. We extend through the left fingers. We soften the shoulders. Breathe into the ribs. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Now let that left hand find the frame of your chair. Slide that right hand a little closer to the knee. Lengthen through the crown. Inhale and exhale, rotate. Belly, ribs, shoulders, neck, and head. And just soften those shoulders. Find just that nice sensation of rotation, but where you can still breathe nice and long. Now we're going to slowly shift the gaze, looking to the right, holding the shape in our body, but looking to the right. And then slowly bringing that gaze back to the left. Lift up through the crown of your head, nice deep inhale. And exhale, rotate back to center. Beautiful work. Let's do a few gentle shoulder rolls. So think about inhale, lifting up, exhale, rolling back and down. Inhale, lifting up, exhale, back and down. Two more. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Let's take that forward now. So inhale up, exhale, roll that forward. Good. Inhale, exhale, and inhale. And exhale one last time. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. And then maybe just give that a little bit of a shake. Good job. Okay, so let's I kind of lost track of where I wanted to be, but let's do this. Let's continue to move the body through our sun salutation. So I'm going to ask you to take your feet out just a little bit wider. Take your feet out a little bit wider and point your toes kind of off to the corners. Still, I want you to maintain your ribs over top of your hips and your shoulders over top of your rib cage. We create this pillar of stability when we stack our joints on top of each other. And as we hold this shape, it also increases our connection to our core muscles, which in essence keep us safe while we're moving outside when it's icy. Good. Okay, so we have those feet out just a little bit wider. And in our sun salutations, again, we're going to connect our breath with our movement, flowing through a sequence of postures. Together, we're going to take those arms out wide. We're going to inhale up. And on our exhale, we're going to find cactus arms. So gently squeezing those shoulder blades together. Good. As we inhale, we're going to just hinge forward a little bit. So you keep a nice flat back. You keep your chin tucked and your neck in line with your spine. And you're just literally hinging forward. Now, bring your hands down onto your thighs. And as you exhale, slide your hands towards your feet. Let your head hang down towards the floor. And exhale here. Slide your hands up your shins, nice flat back. You want to roll those shoulders back. You want to reach forward through the crown of your head. You're still engaging those core muscles. And then you're going to exhale and again release down. So just be mindful as you release down. If it's uncomfortable for you to come close to the floor, just keep your forearms on your thighs and just intentionally drop the head a little bit. So find your own place as we exhale, releasing down. We're going to take our right arm out to the side. So as we inhale, lifting the right arm to the side or towards the ceiling, and then exhale, releasing down. Inhaling the left arm to the side or to the ceiling, and exhale, releasing down. Slide the hands up the shins. Inhale, nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Now, pressing into your feet, tucking your tummy in, we're going to inhale, sweeping all the way up. And we're going to exhale, bringing our hands to our heart center. So our sun salutations move our bodies through their full range of motion. So it's a beautiful way to wake the body up or to relax the body. So we're going to move through that 3 more times. So bring those hands to our heart center. And then together we're going to inhale up. We're going to exhale, cactus arms. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, release down wherever it seems right for you. Slide the hands up the shins. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right arm reaches to the side or towards the ceiling. Exhale, release down. Inhale, left arm reaches to the side or to the ceiling. And exhale, release down. Slide those hands up the shins. Inhale, half lift. Exhale again, forward fold. Pressing into the feet. Inhaling, rising up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Good. Let's do that again. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, release down. Hands on the shins. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right arm reaches to the side or to the ceiling. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm to the side or to the ceiling. Exhale, release. Hands on those shins. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Pressing into our feet, we'll inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to our heart. Good. Let's do one more together. Big breath. Inhale, up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right arm reaches side or ceiling. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left arm reaches side or ceiling. Exhale, fold. Hands on those shins. Inhale, flat back. Exhale again, forward fold. Now press into those feet. Draw that belly button in and up, and then inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to our heart center. Very nice. And heel toe your feet back to center. Take a moment again to lift those shoulders up, roll them back and down. So we've moved our spine through all of its ranges of motions. We've done flexion and extension. We've done lateral movement. We've done rotation and we've done inversion. So we've done a good job of taking good care of the spine. Let's pay a little bit of attention to the shoulders, and then we're going to switch to our lower body. So I want you to tuck those elbows in close to your body. Drop those shoulders away from your ears. Imagine you're holding a tray of cupcakes and you don't want those tray of cupcakes to spill. Good. So keeping the elbows tucked, we're going to open up. And then as we inhale, we're going to reach up and let the fingertips touch at the top. And on our exhale, we're going to bring the hands down, palms up, and then sweep them past our hips, reach back. Palms of the hands are lifting to the ceiling and we're squeezing those shoulder blades together. Good. And then bring them forward. Again, tucking those elbows in tight, holding that tray of cupcakes, shoulders back and down, spine nice and tall. We're going to open up. Inhale, reach up, fingertips touch. Exhale, come back down, sweep past your hips, reach back, palms of the hands lifting to the ceiling, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Nice job. And we'll do one more. Tuck those elbows in tight, roll those shoulders back and down. Opening up. Inhale, lift up, fingertips touch at the top. Exhale back, sweep past the hips, reach back, palms of the hands lift. Good. And then we bring them back to center. And again, roll those shoulders back and down. Beautiful work. Okay, so shifting a little bit to the lower body, let's bring that right knee in towards the chest. So as we bring the right knee in towards the chest, we want to make sure that we're not rounding the spine. So bring it in only to the point where you stay tall. So maybe you have to keep your hands behind the knee. Maybe the knee is a little bit lower. So listening to your own body, finding your place. So we're going to draw that right knee into the chest and we're going to squeeze out the air. So we're exhaling here and then we're releasing. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring that left knee into the chest, give it a little squeeze and release. And let's go side to side. So exhaling and inhaling and exhaling and inhaling and exhaling, gentle squeeze and inhaling and exhaling and inhaling. Good. This time, as we bring that knee into the chest, you can just place your hands behind on your hamstring behind the knee. And again, trying to sit up as tall as we can. We're going to just start to rotate that ankle. So nice big circles with that ankle. Thinking about that idea that motion is lotion. Movement is medicine to the body. Let's switch. Let's go back the other way now. Nice circles. Good. And then hold here and we're going to point and flex that foot a few times and then just go ahead and wiggle those toes. Excellent work. All right. So from here, I want you just to extend that right leg out. And here we're using those core muscles. So that foot, again, can be a little bit lower. It can be about the height of the seat of your chair, whichever is more appropriate. And I want you to really focus on using your core muscles and not your hip flexors. So think about those core muscles, drawing in, belly button in and up, holding here. Good job. Let's release that. Let's bring that knee into the chest again. Release everything in the low back. Awesome. Staying on this side, resting your right hand under that knee. We're going to start to make some circles. So now we're shifting our attention to our hip and we're bringing some movement to that hip joint. So like a rusty gate hinge, we're lubricating that joint. Make that circle a little bit bigger. Good. And let's go the other way. So start with medium or small circles, circling that the other way, internally rotating that hip. And then make those circles bigger. Good job. Very nice. And come back to center. Maybe give that a little bit of a shake. Awesome. We're going to go ahead and grab a block. We will do the other side, but let's grab a block, place it over on the left side, keeping the left knee bent, straightening that right leg out. So I like to use that block just as a landing place for my hands. I want to wiggle my hips right close to the edge of the seat because I want to hinge my body forward. So 90 degrees at this knee, this leg, right leg extended long, pressing down into that right heel. Inhale as you lengthen and then hinging just at your hips coming forward, finding that block with your left hand, sliding your right hand towards your right foot, and then just staying there, feeling a stretch in your calf, feeling a stretch in your hamstring. Beautiful work here. Good, just one more breath. And then inhaling, rising up. And we're going to go ahead and switch sides. I'm going to go ahead, place that block over there. And let's come back to those circles. So first, bring the hand underneath that left knee, sitting up tall, and rotating that left ankle. We spend a lot of time in shoes and with our feet in a fixed position. So it's good, just let's switch. It's good just to take a little bit of time and change things up a bit. I notice more and more some strange, I don't know, tightness in my ankles, which didn't used to be there. Good to notice it because then I can potentially do something about it. All right, let's point and flex. And pausing there, give those toes a little bit of a wiggle. That's the hardest part. Awesome. Now a little bit of core work. Again, think about drawing that belly button in and up, resting the hands behind the thigh, and extending that left leg out. So using that core muscle, the core muscles to hold. And today we're going to keep the hands behind the knee, but you know, maybe next time we'll start to move those hands a little bit. Good. Keep breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Nice. Release that. Draw that left knee into the chest. Think about releasing the low back. And now bringing that left hand behind that left knee. Start with some small to medium circles. And let's make those circles just a little bit bigger. Again, our attention is focused on the hip, internal and external rotation of the hip. Switch, come back the other way. Small to medium. And once again, make those a little bit bigger. Good job. And come back to center and give that a little bit of a shake. Bring your block over to the right, keeping that right knee bent at 90 degrees, stretching that left leg out long, lengthening up through the crown of the head, and again, engaging those core muscles. Inhaling, and then exhaling as we just hinge at the hips, bringing the body towards the leg. Right hand finds the block, left hand slides towards that left foot. And we just pause in this shape for a few breaths. Good, very nice. And then on that inhale, coming all the way back up, seated nice and tall and tucking that left foot in. Move the blocks out of your way. We're going to come to standing. So before we come to standing, make sure you get close to the edge of your seat. I want you to make sure that you're engaging your core muscles, because as we shift forward, we're going to shift our center of gravity onto our feet. So we want to do it mindfully and in a safe way. So we have the feet planted, the core engaged, and we're going to take a nice big breath in. And as we exhale, shift forward onto our feet, stand up nice and tall. Awesome work. So I'm going to turn my chair to the side so that you can see me a little bit better. And I want you to get access to the seat of your chair. So you probably have to spin your chair around as well. So before we come down with our hands on the chair, let's just stand behind our chair and let's move into a pose called mountain pose. So mountain pose in our yoga practice is like kindergarten. Everything we need to know about our yoga practice, we learn in mountain pose. So the first thing I want you to do is look down at your feet. Notice your feet are about hip width distance apart, or about the size of 1 or 2 fists in between your feet. Your toes are pointing forward, your heels are pointing back, and the inner edges of your feet are pretty much parallel to each other. Good. And then I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. So close your eyes and feel your body standing. So in your mind, you know you're standing. We got out of the chair and we're standing. So you know you're standing, but how does it feel to be standing? What do you notice about your body? Do you notice tension in your low back? Do you notice tightness somewhere? Do you feel tired when you stand? So take a moment and just observe your response to standing. Good. Mountain pose is also called equal standing, or Tadasana is another term for mountain pose, equal standing, which encourages balance on both sides of your body. So with your eyes still softly closed, I'm going to ask you to bring your knees over top of your ankles. Bring your hips over top of your knees. Soften your tailbone towards the floor. So a gentle tuck of the tailbone. And as you tuck that tailbone, then the belly button draws in and up. Automatically, you engage your core muscles. Good. Now lift your shoulders up to your ears. Roll those shoulders back and down. Turn the palms of your hands forward. Slide the thumbs back a little bit and your heart will lift. You're gently squeezing those shoulder blades together. Feel your ears just floating above your shoulders, your neck in line with your spine. And as you bring your body into alignment, there should begin to feel lightness in the posture. Now bring your breath in. So think about inhaling up the front side of your body, exhaling down the back side of your body. Refreshing cycle of breath, inhaling up the front side of the body and exhaling down the back side of the body. And now together, let's open our eyes. Awesome. All right. So now let's bring our hands down onto the seat of our chair, coming into our tabletop position. So wrists are right underneath our shoulders. Our knees and our hips are right over top of our ankles. We want a little softness in the knees, and we want to press into the feet, lift those inner arches, and engage the inner thighs. Good. We draw the tailbone back and the crown of the head forward. We draw our belly button in and up. So the body is engaged in the shape. So we're holding ourselves here in our tabletop position. When you're ready, begin to lift your hips, drop your belly, and lift your gaze and inhale. And then tuck that tailbone round the back, tuck the chin and exhale. Slowly moving through that cat and cow. So inhale, lifting the hips, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. Exhaling, tucking and rounding that spine. Beautiful. Do that a couple more times. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, tucking and rounding. Good job. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, tucking and rounding. Good. We'll do just one more time. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, tuck and round. We'll slowly come back to that neutral spine position. So wrists are underneath the shoulders. Knees and hips are over top of the ankles. Shoulders are away from the ears. The gaze is down at our chair. Good. And we're going to keep our hands where they are, and we're going to begin to walk our feet backwards till we find downward facing dog. So you want to walk back And let your arms get as long as they can from your wrists to your hips. Let your head fall down in between your biceps. You can look down at your feet, and your feet are still about hip width distance apart. The hips and the knees are still on top of the ankles. We have a little softness in those knees. You might want to lift your hips up a little bit. Keep that head in between the biceps. Now just gently move your head here side to side. Keep everything relaxed and loose, and we get a beautiful stretch all along the back of the body. Again, we're turning that spine upside down, so we're inverting those vertebrae, creating space. Good, we'll take one more breath here. Once again, we're gonna look forward at our hands, we're gonna soften our knees, and we're gonna walk towards our chair. Good. Now tuck that chin into the hollow of your throat, place one hand on one thigh, one hand on the other thigh, and roll up as slowly as you can. One vertebrae at a time, coming all the way up to standing. Lift those shoulders up, roll those shoulders back and down. Beautiful work. And we're going to come back to our chair. So coming back to our chair, we'll take time for one more seated twist before we move into our final relaxation, a little bit of a meditation. So coming back to seated position on your chair, still sitting close to the edge of the seat. And I'm going to take that block again. I'm going to put that block on the inside of my right foot. And I'm going to take my left foot. And you can turn that left foot so that you're on the edge of the left foot, or you can place that left foot down. But I want it close to that right ankle. And as you place that left foot down, now again, we're externally rotating that hip. So we're getting a little bit of range of motion in the hip. So nice, tall spine, opening up on the left side. You're going to take your left hand behind, find the frame of the chair. Right hand's going to move towards that left thigh. Inhale tall and exhale turn. Gentle ringing out of the spine. Pause for a breath or two. You might even notice that you can move just a little bit deeper this time into that rotation. Notice and observe your body. Notice and observe your breath. Good. Inhale together. Exhale back to center. And let's go ahead and unwind. Slide that block over to the left foot. Place that right foot on the block, turning it to the side if you like, so the bladed edge is on the block, or planting the sole of the foot on the block. If the block doesn't work for you, go ahead and just put your foot on the floor. Okay, taking that right hand, find the frame of the chair, left hand to the outside of the thigh. Inhale tall and exhale and turn. Pause. Breathe. Enjoy that rotation of your spine. Good. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. And unwind from that. And for the last little bit of our practice, you can choose. You could stay seated in your chair for our meditation. You could come down. Couple of options as you come down. So you could come down. One thing I really like, and it's a great option for releasing the low back, is to just kind of straddle that chair, use a block, and then just rest your forehead and your forearms on the chair. You could have that block a little bit lower, but it gives an opportunity to release some of the tension from the low back. So that's an option. You could also bring your calves up onto the seat of the chair and let your spine come down onto the floor. So this variation allows for a reverse of the flow of blood. So if you have any lower leg swelling, or your legs are tired, or your feet are tired, this might be a lovely option before you move back into the busyness of your day. So I'm going to give you a moment or two to settle in to whatever is best for you. And of course, you want to listen to your own body here and decide. And if you've chosen to stay seated in your chair, now's a great chance to put that block again under your feet, wiggle your hips all the way back. And this time you can actually just lean back into the support of your chair. Last part of our practice is really about integrating the work that we've done and allowing for a chance for our body and our minds to completely settle and receive. So take that moment to close your eyes. Turn your attention back again to the sensation of your body as it is now at the end of your practice. Maybe just in your mind's eye, moving through the body and taking note if there's changes from the beginning of the practice to the end, taking note of that. Perhaps coming to an awareness of what feels really good in your body now. Notice your state of emotions, your state of being. Notice what's happening. And then turn your attention to your breathing and start to settle that breath. Breathing in, breathing out, smooth and steady. Viktor Frankl says that between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. First, we have to find that space. So once again, I congratulate you for showing up to your practice today, for spending some time with yourself to increase your internal resources. The meditation I want to share with you is a meditation that's over 3,000 years old. It's called the So-Hum meditation. So if it feels okay, we have our eyes closed or we've softened our gaze. We've turned our attention back to our breathing. We're observing that gentle inhale and exhale, the breath coming and going. The sheer gift of our breath. On your next inhale, notice that the breath comes in nice and cool, and as you exhale, the breath leaves your body and it's warm. So notice and observe that for a few moments. Inhaling, the breath is cool, and exhaling, the breath is warm. Inhaling, cool and refreshing. Exhaling, nourished breath leaving the body. Now on your next inhale, gently and internally say the word so. And as you exhale, say the word hum. Gently, internally, inhaling, thinking the word so. Gently, internally, exhaling the word hum. So and hum. Notice how the word itself reflects the sound of the inhalation. The hum sound reflects the sound of the exhalation. Let your breath remain natural as you repeat this mantra. Breathing in so, breathing out hum. Be aware that your mind may wander into distraction, sound, planning, sensation. Anytime your mind wanders, simply guide it back to the sound of the inhale so and the exhale hum. Letting the mantra align with the breath. Once again, I encourage you to visualize that olive tree. Notice the ivy wrapping itself tightly around the olive tree. We know that the tree doesn't hinder the growth of the ivy. It just stands tall. It offers the ivy shade. The tree remains rooted in its growth. Taking time to care for ourselves is not self-indulgent. It is really necessary to fill up those resources so that we have the opportunity and the ability to respond and be the supportive person that we are called to be. Once again, bringing your awareness to the sensation of your body. In your mind's eye, visualize the ceiling that's above you. Remember the walls that surround you. Feel the support of your body in your chair or on your mat. Start to bring some gentle movement back to your body. Wiggle those fingers, wiggle the toes, maybe deepen that breath. And then when you're ready, make your way back to a seated position. So you can stay on your mat if you like, or you can come back into your chair to be seated. We'll close our practice together. And wherever you are, gently draw your heart over your hips, your head over your heart. Lift your shoulders up to your ears. Roll those shoulders back and down. Slowly open your eyes and let's breathe together. Inhale up. Exhaling our hands to heart center. The light in me honors and respects each of you, and that means namaste.